Hi, I'm Kate Garland with the University of Maine Cooperative Extension, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to establish a straw bale garden. Straw bale gardens are inexpensive, require no construction, can be tended from a chair for those with physical disabilities, and work well in sites with poor contaminated soil. While the bales last only a season or two, their temporary nature makes it a great solution for renters or those who may not have fully decided on where to locate their long-term garden. Crops such as lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, beans, zucchini are just a few examples that are of ones that are suitable for straw bale gardens. What you'll need is a bale of straw, not hay. Hay tends to have seeds that will sprout and compete with the plants that you intend to grow. Newspaper, cardboard, or other thick paper to use as a barrier below the straw. You'll need access to water, 1 pound of blood meal fertilizer or another source of nitrogen such as urea, potting mix or finished compost, and chalk. That's an optional one. So you'll want to start by carefully observing your landscape to determine a site that offers adequate access to water and enough sunlight for the crops that you're growing. That'll be at least 8 hours of direct sunlight for most vegetable crops. When assessing the sunlight conditions in areas that are surrounded by deciduous trees, keep in mind that the light exposure may vary dramatically when the leaves on the trees above begin to leaf out. Avoid also placing the straw bale directly under the drip edge of your roof. So our family uses this as a fun way to talk about time and writing numbers, practice writing numbers and discussing what plants need to grow. So what we did is on a sunny day, we placed rocks around the yard in the morning and committed to checking whether they were in the sun every 1 to 2 hours or so. With chalk, we'd mark the time on the rock when it was sunny, or turn the rock over and put a frown on it if it happened to be in the shade before 8 hours had passed. That would let us know, which sites we could possibly use for a vegetable straw bale garden and which ones just aren't going to work. So once we figured out the site, we placed a layer of, in this case, we used a layer of paper grocery bags that we happen to have a lot of, but you could use cardboard, newspaper, or any other thick paper in an area that was slightly larger than the bale itself. This will prevent weeds from growing into the bale and also from below, and also help minimize grass growth directly beside the bale. Then we place the straw on top with the cut ends facing upwards. That means that the string that holds the bale together should be around the front, back, and sides of the bale, not on the top and the bottom of the bale, as you can see in this picture. At least 2 weeks before you intend to plant, what you'll want to do is begin thoroughly watering it daily to encourage the bale to break down. On the 3rd through 7th day, what we're doing is we're sprinkling a half cup of blood meal across the top of the bale to speed up the process. And then on days 8 through 10, we reduce the amount of blood meal to about 1/4 of a cup, but also we still want to keep it damp through at least the 2-week mark. This timeline's flexible, so don't worry if you miss a day or two or need to wait a little longer before planting. This kind of is just a good general guideline as far as how long you should be trying to have this straw bale start to break down a little bit.
Good
The
job.
bales are ready to plant when you can stick your hand into the middle and it is cooled to body temperature. I'll do a demonstration later on how to actually do the planting so you can get a visual for what that looks like. I hope this helps and that this inspires you to do a straw bale garden yourself. Please share photos and tales of your gardening adventures on our social media pages and be sure to use the hashtag #GrowingMaineGardeners. For more growing tips and to learn more about 4-H, visit our websites extension.umaine.edu/gardening or extension.umaine.edu/4H.